let's start. Welcome everyone to the second webinar on the Open Call one promoted by SusRur project. First of all, I would like to inform you that this session is being recorded and we will use the recording to make it available on our social media platforms and also in our website. Today, the program is to provide you some more details about the Accelerator program and also about the sustainable tourism certification schemes that are available under these call. And for that, we have today Jorge Perez from Espacio Tormaleo that will present the project and also the certification schemes. Myself, Daniel Silva from F6S, that will give you some details about the open call, and Denisa Muratai from Koestinger Consulting that will present the Accelerator program in more details. So as you know, at the end of this session, we will have a dedicated question and answer slot. So you should use this part to put all your doubts and questions that you have to all consortium members, and we will try to reply to you and give you more details and try to clarify all your doubts and concerns about this call. For that, you should use the Q&A chat that is available there. So don't worry, we will have a dedicated session for that, and we'll go through all the questions during these periods. So please put your questions there during the webinar and we will reply at the end. So I give Jorge the floor to present and give you an overview about the SusRur project.
Okay, Daniel, thank you for the introduction. Welcome everyone. I'm Jorge Perez from Espacio Tormaleo. I will provide the introduction since the coordinator of the project is in a trip far away, so she cannot join the meeting, so I will do instead. So basically, the project responds to a call from the European Commission through the COSME program to promote sustainability in SMEs throughout Europe regarding tourism. In our case, we focus our project in rural and remote areas. So we are 6 different partners from apart from FCX that is in charge of the third-party financial support, and then we are 5 partners from 5 different regions in Europe, from Greece, Spain, Austria, Romania regions. The project is last for 3 years, started in January 23, and it will finish at the end of 2025. And it has a budget of around 1.2 million euros. Next, please. So as I told you, the aim of the project is to provide a networking and supporting platform for different tourist SMEs in rural and remote areas throughout the participating regions. And for this, what we do is to provide means to enhance sustainability aspects, to promote competitiveness and innovation capacity through different the development of different number of new or improved product, services, and business models. And also, in addition, throughout the project, we will develop some training and capacity building actions. And all of this is directed towards the current European strategies and scenarios, including the twin digital and green transition within the Green Deal. Next, please. Okay, objectives of the project. So first, to support companies, SMEs, and self-employed people from these 5 rural and remote areas of Europe through sustainability and innovation. For this, we will provide tools and services to at least 100 SMEs in these areas through 2 different open calls. This is important because this project or this call from the European Commission was promoted to support companies to support them in the post COVID-19 scenario, which now it looks like far away, but it's quite recent, and still SMEs are suffering the consequences of this pandemic. So the project also has a vision to support companies to recover from this. Also, we want to increase the awareness and capacity of the companies in this area to accelerate between green and digital transition, as I mentioned before, to develop pathways and scenarios for recovery in alignment with the Sustainable Development Goals, new business models for tourist SMEs, and the open call we are presenting today. It's a very good tool to promote this, and also increase the awareness of tourist SMEs in sustainability. And for this, in the project, we will develop different methodologies and different scenarios for SMEs to use and to embrace sustainability in their daily activities. Okay, next, please. Okay, so one of the most relevant parts of the program, of the project, in terms also of financials, because about 60% of the budget of the project is devoted to third-party financial support, also called cascade funding. So the idea is to promote sustainability and innovative practice through different means to enhance and boost the competitiveness of European tourist SMEs. In our project, we focus on rural and remote areas. Okay, so basically there are two calls that will be supported through the project. The first one, Accelerate, which is open now and is the one presenting today and will be open until the 4th of July. So the idea is to for SMEs that have innovative products or services that they want to introduce in the market, either new ones or improved ones. So we will provide them with tools and support scheme through an accelerator program, so they can be ready to market ready. Okay, so when they finish the accelerator program, they will be able to transfer this into a market product or service. In this case, at least 60 SMEs or self-employed people will have the chance to get 5,000 euros lump sum to redeem for the accelerator program, and all the SMEs that complete the program will receive an additional 1,000 euros for sustainable tourist certification or scheme. There will be some slides later on to explain you this part, and then there will be a second open call in a few months' time that will enable SMEs to replicate and implement different success cases or best practices which will be identified in the project towards the twin green and digital transition. In this case, at least 40 SMEs will have the chance to get a 5,000 euros grant and 4,000 euros lump sum for traveling expenses to select and replicate one of these innovative practices in the participating regions. Next slide, please. And now for the open call information, I pass the floor back to Daniel that will explain the process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jorge. So about open call one, first thing that we have to bear in mind and follow what Jorge has said minutes ago, what the main goal of these open calls is to support SMEs or self-employed people in building up capacity that make them more able to tackle inherent challenges of tourism companies or working in the tourism sector from these 5 rural and remote areas of Europe. So what award applicants will have access to these develop their sustainability and innovative practice and strategies while providing tools and skills to strengthen their competitiveness in the post-COVID-19 scenario. So these are the main challenge, the main goal of this open call, and of both open calls, and this is what we are doing and what we are providing. One thing that I would like to mention that is very important to read the guide for applicants and the call for proposals, the call proposal document. That is very important to get there, to read it carefully and see what we are, and see if your company or what we are doing is in the scope of the project. So this is very important, and I recommend everyone to read those documents. About the call, we will follow the principles established by and implemented by European Commission. So excellence, the first one, that everyone, the proposals that will be selected for funding that must show and demonstrate a high quality and the context of the topics that we are looking for and set out in this call. Another one is transparency. So all funding decisions will be made on clearly describing rules and procedures, and all applicants should receive adequate feedback on the outcome of the evaluation of their proposals. So at the end of the evaluation process, all applicants will receive an evaluation summary report highlighting the strengths and the weakness of their projects, and also the final score received through the evaluation process. So we will be transparent with all our decisions. The third one is fairness and impartiality. So all proposals will be treated equally and according to their merits, regardless of their origin or the identity of applicants. And finally, confidentiality, all proposals and related data, knowledge, and documents are treated in confidentiality. So don't worry, all the internal and independent experts have to follow this, have to sign a non-conflict of interest and also an NDA to be able to evaluate your proposals. So this is also a very important point that we will follow during this open call. Next, regarding target applicants, as Jorgen said before, we are looking for tourism SMEs, 60 in total, and self-employed people from these 5 rural and remote areas in Europe. So I will highlight here Asturias from Spain, Western Macedonia from Greece, Harghita from Romania, Lithuania from Lithuania, and Sterisches Vulcanland from Austria. So only tourism SMEs established or working on these 5 regions are eligible for this call. And all of them in your proposal, you should showcase ambition, innovation, and the positive impact that your application or your innovative or improved business model, solution, or service will have in these 5 rural and remote areas. Also, you have to show that you are and that you want to learn and upscale your skills with sustainability and innovative practice. In terms of support that we are providing, this is a lump sum up to 6,000 euros per project. You have also access to training and capacity building and resource provided by this accelerator program that our colleague will present next, tutorials, mentors, and webinars, and also an opportunity to network and connect with key ecosystem stakeholders. During this session, all X60 SMEs or self-employed people could join an event in Greece to network and exchange ideas and challenges that you are facing in your regions. And this connection is also very important to upskill your capacities and skills. As I said, you will receive these 5,000 lump sum per SME plus 1,000 to redeem through if you want to establish and receive a tourism sustainability certification scheme that we will mention later. And also this means that according to related to this lump sum scheme, that you will receive the grant amount according to the execution of your projects. There will be 3 checkpoints that Denise will present next that you should follow, and if you follow, you will receive the established amount for the execution related to that checkpoint. And finally, about the timeline, you should know that the call deadline is 4th of July at 5 p.m. Central Summer Time. After that, we will run eligibility check, assign our application to external and to independent experts and internal experts. These evaluation periods close after we receive the score from both experts. After that, we will have a consensus meeting where we will establish the final list with the final scores per project. And after that, you receive the evaluation summary report highlighting if your project was selected for funding or not. We are trying to start these kickoff meetings for the first open call one around 25 of July and start to prepare the sample grant agreement stage. But as always, it will depend also on the number of proposals that we receive during this call. So these dates are only indicative. And now I pass the floor to Denise that will present you the Green Acceleration Program.
Hello, everybody. Welcome again from my side. My name is Denise. I'm from Koestinger Consulting. I will present to you today the Green Accelerator Program, and afterwards, hopefully, what I say will make an impact and you will join. So what the Green Accelerator Program is actually is a unique opportunity to learn how to develop and adapt sustainable products and services while also having expert advice and mentoring advice. All applicants will go step by step through different interventions throughout a 5-month journey. And we'll use the methodology understand, reflect, and adapt, which actually means understand, you will learn new concept, you will reflect upon this new concept, and then implement them, hopefully, in your business later on. Next. So we will start explaining the interventions that will happen in the Accelerator Program. Next. All right, so we have live labs. What are those? Those are basically training, interactive trainings. You will have 7 of them, and all labs will be delivered in English with the possibility of translation. And all labs will be recorded for then later on to be used from you throughout the journey. Next. We will have next diagnostic sessions. These are very important. Of them, you will have 2. We'll start the program with the initial diagnostic sessions where we will see where your company or where do you position at the moment you start the Accelerator Program. And then we will have another one in the end of the program to see the progress you have made. Next. We have Touchpoint office hours. Think of those as if you are going to the professor's office to clear whatever uncertainties you might have or to seek support that you might need. These sessions usually happen 1 hour before each training session or each live lab. And it's the best place to exchange and get to know best what your needs are. And during these sessions, you will get support from business coaches, innovation experts, and sustainability professionals, which are part of the facilitating team. Next, we will have Touchpoint with mentors. These are very important components because you will be on a one-to-one meeting with a mentor to get advice, support, and feedback on your deliverables or other issues. Additionally, to the experts that you will be matched in the beginning, you will have also additional 3 skilled mentors that might help you in a specific issue that might arise during the program. You will have online sessions with international mentors, and you will have face-to-face sessions with the mentors that are local. Next, we have another intervention called Learning Journey. This is usually in a format, a coffee with actually is the person who has to share the best practice from a successful rural and remote tourism venture that has aligned itself or its business with the SDGs. So this is a space for inspiration and learning from other people's success stories, but also sharing their challenges, which might be kind of in the same as yours. So this session will be a 90-minute session online in a format and in a format Ask Me Anything for half of the time. Next. And the program will be finalized with a demo day. This demo day is actually the place where entrepreneurs, ventures, mentors, all relevant stakeholders of the program will come together, and there you will pitch your business idea in a Shark Tank style for 3 minutes. How we will stay in touch? We will use Slack. Slack is a communication tool. We will have a dedicated space there because the project is in different countries. This place in Slack will be our dedicated space to interact, exchange, share experiences, and most importantly, share resources. During the entire accelerator program, the Slack channel will be moderated by the SusRur team, and you will get an invitation link once you are selected. So the entire program is divided in 3 phases, and the topics during phase 1 is the first Live Lab 1 is on sustainable impact and tourism. That's where you learn everything about sustainability and impact. Lab 2 will be creation of ideas, and we will have design thinking methodology. There you will develop one sustainable business idea to incorporate in your business, or even just a new one at all. You will be working in this idea for the upcoming months. In Lab 3, you will design for this idea a business model and a competitor analysis. And this is where phase 1 ends. We start with phase 2. In Lab 4, you will deal with customer discovery, hypothesis development, testing, customer segmentation. You will learn everything you need to know about segmenting your customers, designing your 2-3 typical clients, and how to validate your ideas. Then following in Lab 5, you will learn about minimum viable product and prototyping. And here, optional is workshops on teaching you how to design a simple website. You will learn all about marketplaces, platforms, SEO, and you will learn about social media. So this concludes phase 2, and start with phase 3 with Lab 6, where you learn everything about responsible marketing, financial plan, and funding strategy that you might need later on. And this phase concludes with Lab 6, where you learn everything about how to pitch. And you will use these skills for the demo day, where you will pitch your business in a 3-minute time frame. So this is a visual overview of the accelerator program with the main highlights, which I just mentioned. So again, we will start with a diagnostic session, and then we will have the first 3 labs in phase 1, accompanied by mentoring sessions, which here it's very important what also Daniel said. In phase 1, each phase we will stop and you will provide your deliverables. This is the only way you are eligible to go forward. And then we will have phase 2 of the program, where again, you will have a learning journey, mentoring sessions, and stop and finish phase 2 with the checkpoint 2 of the deliverables. Continuing with phase 3, again, the same, finish with you delivering at checkpoint 3. And then we will have the final diagnostic sessions where you will see what progress have you made. And to conclude, the demo day will happen in Austria. And you see that we have Greece and you have Austria. If nothing what I said, it's good enough, you will travel to 2 different countries and meet a lot of new people and widen your pool of networks during this program. So next. I mentioned deliverables. What are those? And checkpoint 1, you will deliver based on the idea developed a lean canvas. In checkpoint 2, you will develop an MVP and a prototype based on the idea that you have designed in phase 1. In checkpoint 3, you will pitch your business idea in front of an audience for 3 minutes in Austria. Next. So a little bit about the highlights. So the program starts in October and you must get ready for 5 months of building and reinforcing your business capacities with the credibility and recognition by EU experts. You will get the 6,000 lump sum fund to redeem in the accelerator program. And most importantly, you will develop new skill, you will design innovative solution, you will have an access to a wider network of experts and peers and mentors and countless possibilities to network. Not to mention, Lab 2 will happen in Greece and Demo Day will happen in Austria. This is all about the accelerator program. I hope I explained it a little bit for you. If you have questions, please make them. And of course, you have more information on the guide of the applicants. Thank you from my side. Back to you, Daniel or Jörg.
Okay, so I will go ahead with the part related to the I will go ahead with the part related to the sustainable tourist certification schemes and labels. As Denisa mentioned before, the whole package for the open call 1 is 6,000 euros. From this, 5,000 will be devoted to the accelerator program, and there will be 1,000 euros extra that will be given the opportunity to SMEs and self-employed people participating in the program to redeem for one of the available sustainable tourist certification schemes and labels. So the idea for this is to provide some preliminary insights. As I will mention later, they will be in the lab, in the Greek lab. So all the SMEs participating in the program will get a specific training session on certification. Okay, so don't worry about it. We are just trying to provide this as an introductory information for those of you who are not aware with these schemes. So basically, in sustainable tourism, there are certification and labels. So for you to understand, certification is normally related to an accreditation, a norm, or an audit. So it's kind of like more complicated process. Whereas a label can be related to a distinctive or a badge, which is normally easier and less restrictive than a certification. What are the benefits? So first of all, there are different types of certification and labels. The two most relevant are destinations and companies. Okay, so a destination, which can be like a complete territory, a town or municipality, or can be linked to, for example, some a specific space. For example, a natural protected space can be considered as a destination by some of the certification and labels. And the other part, which is more relevant to our to this call and to our program here, is related to companies. Okay, SMEs or self-employed people, which can be specific. So any company working in the tourist industry can apply, or can be also, depending on the type of certification or label, can be more generic. Okay, so either if you are an accommodation or restaurant, catering, or transport company, depending on the type, you will have to complete different requisites. The benefits. So for all destinations, companies, and territories, the possibility to access a certification or label scheme for sustainable tourism implies a better management, internal management. It can provide a competitive advantage, and also will provide you with access to a lot of information, capacity building, and technical support. Okay. If you are a destination, it can give an example to the private offer in your territory or in your natural protected space, for example. It can be used as a boost for to support public and private collaboration. It will contribute to develop synergies at the ecosystem level, territory level, and it can provide mutual benefits, okay, both for tourist visitors and also for local people, which is in some cases, especially in rural areas, we have to find a balance, and it's very important to find a balance between the visitor and the tourist and the local community. In your case, for companies, what can provide certification for sustainable tourism? It can enhance efficiency at the management level internally. It can provide economic benefits because it will support you in the reduction of cost in your daily activities. Sometimes it can suffer the paperwork in public administration because you are a badge, you have a label, so it can be easier for you to access other type of, for example, of grants at the local level, regional level. Very important, it can enhance the trust from clients, from providers, etc. And of course, if you are certificated in sustainable tourism, it will provide a better image to everyone. So next, please. Okay. So as I mentioned before, normally the certification labels for sustainable tourism can be divided into two major groups, either for destinations and for companies. Okay, so what you see here, it's a scheme of the most relevant and accepted sustainable tourist certification. You can see only one is specific for destinations, which is called green destinations. And for companies and destinations, we have several of them. We have the CETS from Europark, okay, for companies hosted in natural protected areas. We have the Biosphere certification and the Earth Check. These three are schemes which are valid for companies, are for destinations. And then there are the ones which are only, or there are focused on companies, on SMEs. And you have a pool of different certification schemes and labels, including, for example, the ISO 14001, the EU Eco-Label, which probably most of you will know. And there are some others which can be highlighted here, like the Green Key, the Green Growth, Green Globe, Travel Life, all of them related to sustainability aspects. Which is important here for you to know is that each label or scheme, they all have a different criteria, different conditions, and a different process. Okay, some of the aspects are probably common in most of them, but there is a wide variety pool of certification schemes and labels for you to choose. This is what next slide, please. This is why it's very important to highlight that a specific training session that will present all the major features for the most relevant schemes will be part of the Accelerator program. Okay, what we are trying to explain you here is what you can gain and what are the advantages of this participating in the program, and also have access to this financial support to embrace sustainable certification. I just include two examples here for you to know, okay, more or less which are the cost for a typical scheme. In this case, for example, from Green Key, you see that there are different prices regarding if you are a hotel, let's say, or accommodation, campsite, and also restaurants and small accommodations. So you can see here that in this case, the support that we will provide you, €1,000, it's well aligned with the cost of the certification scheme. In the case of the Travel Life, for example, you will get a 2-year certification fee depending on the size of your company, and then there is a kind of recertification or renewal fee. These are just two examples. What we will do, next slide please, is to provide you with a list of the links for all the major schemes and labels, so you can check the information beforehand, and you can see what are the main features of these schemes, what are they asking, what is the process, and you can start deciding in advance. But please take into account that the full learning and training session will be delivered within the training program in the Lab 2 in Greece. So you will have access to an explanation to all the schemes, the major schemes, the cost associated. So you will have the opportunity when the accelerator program finishes to decide which one fits your business model or your product or your service, and you will have the opportunity to select. So I think that's all from my side. So thanks a lot, and I will pass the floor back to Daniel, I think. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jorge and Denise, for your clarifying presentations and for providing more details about the program. Now we have time for our Q&A session, and I would invite everyone, all participants, to put your questions on the Q&A chat, and we are now reading them and try to clarify anything that all your doubts and concerns about this program. We have one. So I reading from Romania, Harghita region. I'm not sure if we are in the early enough stage of our business. We rent electric bikes and we are already franchising our business model. However, as I see, there is a lot to learn in this accelerator program, and also the networking possibility is huge. So my only concern is if we are still eligible. So I don't know if Jorge want to reply to this question.
Yes, yeah, of course. I mean, as long as you are a registered SME company or self-employed people, legally established in your country, in the region of one of the regions, in this case, no problem, because you are from Harghita, you can enter the program. It doesn't matter if you are at an early stage. In your case, might be an advantage for you because you are at the early stage, so you are developing your business model, and the participation in the program can provide you with an opportunity to think about new products, services, to network with other people in Europe. And I will say, don't be worried if you think you are in an early stage. I think you are in a perfect position to enter the program. So I will just please ask you to take the opportunity and to join the program. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I believe Denise wants to add something as well.
Yes, please, no, I just wanted to, Jörg said everything very good, but I just want to clarify that even if you are advanced or beginner in this program, you will actually develop something new that is sustainable, that has an impact. So in this sense, it doesn't matter. You just join the program and enjoy all the benefits. So as long as you fill all the other eligibility criteria, as Jörg mentioned, then please join, because you will really have this possibility to grow. Yes, thank you. And thanks for the question.
Thank you very much, Denise and Jorge. So we are done with this one. So please, if you have other questions, please. Okay, we are receiving more comments. Okay, good to know that growth is what we need, and we will be here to help you to achieve that goal that you want for your business and company. Okay, thank you. So more questions? please don't be shy. Take this opportunity to ask all your concerns and questions about the program. We are here to try to help you and clarify anything that, any doubt that you probably or might have regarding this open call. But of course, as I mentioned before, all the information and detailed information about this open call, you can find it at this link in our website. In the call for proposals menu, we'll have access to all the documentation kits regarding the open call, the guide for applicants, the call documents, also a frequent asked questions template with the most common questions related to this kind of programs, and even for access to the application form that I didn't mention during the open call, but all applications should must be submitted through F6S platform. And I did go through this part. I went through this part, sorry, in our previous webinar. So if you need more information, you can rewatch that webinar and see how it works. I'm not seeing another question from our audience. Maybe I can do this brief exercise. So how to apply, as I said, open call documentation kit. You can go there, click on this link and have access to all the documentation need for this application. As I said, all applications submitted should be submitted through F6S application form available on this link. And also, this is also an exercise that we have done during webinar 1, and you also can use it for to see if you are eligible as an applicant to this call. You can go through all these questions and try to reply yes or no. If your results are yes for all of them, it means that you are eligible applicant to this open call. First one, if you are an SME legally established as according to SME definition from European Commission, and also if you are a self-employed person. If you are working on the tourism sector under one of the following NAS classes, so this is mandatory, and you need to provide that you are under one of these classes. Also, if you are established in one of the 5 regions that we are supporting through this project. And I see that we don't have more questions on the chat, but I will go through this exercise. Also, you have to complete, as I said, and submit all the application form on F6S platform. All documents and video should be submitted in English. Also, we are only considering 1 application per applicant. So if you, for some reason, are able to submit more than 1 application through our platform, only the last one and the last that we receive, we have a timestamp for all applications. The last one that we receive will be considered for evaluation. You should, of course, submit it during and before timeline, that is 4th of July at 5 p.m. Central Europe Summer Time. If you are in accordance with all the criteria established on the guide for applicants, yes to all these questions, you are an eligible applicant and you can proceed with your application. some of the frequent asked questions that are made during this kind of projects is, okay, if I am from an SME rural region in the EU, other than the 5 regions reference that we are supporting through the SusRur project, can I apply? No. So as it was mentioned during this webinar, and also in the first webinar, only SMEs working and self-employed people working in the regions that we are supporting and established there are eligible under this call. So as an example, if I'm a company or SME working in Spain, but in Catalonia region, can I apply? No. So as you can see, only SMEs or self-employed people established in Asturias, Spain are eligible under this call. Another common question that are made during these projects or these kind of calls. If I'm another company from another sector, as public association, civic society initiative, or others working in tourism, can I apply? No, as we said, only SMEs as identified and defined by European Commission and legal and self-employed person can apply to this call. And also, how do I know if my SME tourism activity is eligible? So you have to confirm if you fall under one of the following classes that are identified also in the guide for applicants of this call. Can I submit several projects to this open call? Yes, you can, but be aware that only the last one that we received, timestamp of F6S system, will enter the evaluation process. And for some reason, this last one is not eligible for some reason because you didn't fill one of the criteria that we have. We cannot evaluate the others. So the last one is the one that will be considered during the evaluation process as well. And which or what are the criteria to be evaluated? So you should be aware that we are evaluating the concept and innovation of your application, also the business innovation that you are trying to implement on your company and project, the team, and also the ambition to be part of this program. So it's very important to show ambition and to be that we want to receive, and also to take advantage of all the things that we are offering and promoting under this call. And just to finalize, I believe this is the last slide, okay? Expected payment scheme, as it was also mentioned during this presentation. This is a lump sum project, so you will receive your grant amount according to the execution, and providing that you receive from the mentors that are following, from the program coordinator, that you achieve both the 3 checkpoints defined in the guide for applicants. So you should be aware that you must complete each one of the checkpoints to receive the grant amount that you are entitled to receive under this call. And I think that's all. No one has had other questions in our chat, so I will end this webinar. Thank you so much, everyone, to be here, for your interest in SusRur project. I would like to remind you all that the call deadline is 4th of July. Don't leave your application for the last minute. Please try to submit it before the deadline if possible. And we are here, so use our email. Please don't be shy. You can ask our questions and we will happily reply to all of you and try to provide you the information. Be also aware of our social media platforms. Follow us in there to receive any kind of activity that could be happen in your local region. So please be aware of that. I would like to thank you a lot to both Jorge and Denise for your contribution. And if we don't have more questions, I will conclude this webinar. Thank you all and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Don't forget to join.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.